Hello everyone! Welcome to Reading Through the Generations. I'm Precious, and in honor of March Mystery Madness, which is coming up shortly in less than a week, I thought I'd go over some mysteries that I found on my shelves that I haven't read yet. I believe the theme for this year is spring cleaning. Now, there's a set of prompts that have come with that theme, but in order to participate, you don't have to utilize or follow those prompts at all. All you have to do to participate is simply just read a mystery for the month of March. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to start with the first book that's on the very top, which is Tuesday Mooney Talks to Ghosts by Kate Bracuglia. Now this says, Tuesday Mooney is a loner, filling her time with old Twin Peaks and X-Files DVDs. But when Vincent Price, Boston's most eccentric billionaire, dies, leaving behind an epic treasure hunt through the city, Tuesday's life is about to change, forevermore. Puzzle-loving Tuesday searches for clues in the company of a ragtag team, a wisecracking friend, an adoring teen neighbor, and a handsome, cagey young heir. The hunt tests their mettle, and with other teams from around the city also vying for the promised prize, a share of Price's immense wealth, they must move quickly. Price's clues can't be cracked with sharp wit alone. The searchers must summon the courage to face painful ghosts from their pasts and realize their most guarded desires. This one sounds really good. I'm intrigued by it. Next one is by Elmore Leonard, Rum Punch. I believe this was turned into a Quentin Tarantino film, Jackie Brown, but I've never read the book. It says, Ordell Robbie makes a fine living selling illegal high-powered weaponry to the wrong people. Jackie Burke couriers Ordell's profits from Freeport to Miami, but the feds are on to Jackie. A now aging but still attractive flight attendant will have to do prison time or play ball, which makes her a prime loose end that Ordell needs to tie up permanently. Jackie, however, has other options, and with the help of Max Cherry, an honest but disgruntled bail bondsman looking to get out, she could even end up with a serious nest egg in the process. I've read other Elmore Leonard books, and he's hilarious, so this is high priority. Next one is by Carl Hyacin called Squirm, and it says, Billy Dickens seems as tough as a rattlesnake, but he's about to have the kind of summer that would make anyone squirm. He's going to fly across the country alone, hike a mountain, float on a river, dodge a grizzly bear, shoot down a spy drone, save an endangered panther, and take on some nasty poachers, all in an effort to save his own father. Just a typical vacation, right? Next one is Accordion Crimes by E. Annie Proulx, and I believe it says she's a Pulitzer Prize winning author of the Shipping News. It says, In Accordion Crimes is a masterpiece of storytelling that spans a century and a continent. Proulx brings the immigrant experience in America to life through the eyes of the descendants of Mexicans, Poles, Africans, Irish Scots, Franco-Canadians, and many others, all linked by their successive ownership of a simple green accordion. The music they make is their last link with the past, voice for their fantasies, sorrows, and exuberance. Proulx's prodigious knowledge, unforgettable characters, and radiant language make Accordion Crimes a stunning novel. Oh, this sounds beautiful. Next one is the Rinaldi Quartet by Paul Adam. This one says, well into his middle years, Gianni Castiglione has a pleasant, quiet life in Cremona. A luthier, a maker and repairer of violins, he spends most of his time adoring his grandchildren and playing chamber quartets with a local priest, the chief of police, and a fellow aging luthier, Tommaso Rinaldi. A true romantic, Rinaldi is enthralled to music's myths, particularly the stories about the Messiah's sister, a priceless, centuries-old, and possibly imaginary violin. But his end is anything but romantic. The old fellow is brutally murdered and his workroom destroyed. It soon becomes clear that Rinaldi's violins had something to do with his death. and while the police chief knows little about the luthier's world, Gianni has the knowledge he needs. Following the clues will take the two men to a decaying Venetian palazzo, to an English country estate, and deep into musical history as they hunt for a secretive collector, a collection of letters, a mysterious portrait, and perhaps the Messiah's sister itself. This sounds like fun too. The next one is The Oxford Murders by Guillermo Martinez. And this one says, a visiting Argentine graduate student finds his landlady, an elderly woman who helped decipher the Enigma code during World War II, murdered in the parlor of her quiet Oxford home. Meanwhile, his mentor, the renowned Oxford logician Arthur Seldom, receives an anonymous note bearing a circle and the words, "the first of a series." As the murders and the list of suspects begin to pile up and more symbols are revealed, the pair is drawn further into a calculated and deadly game. It would appear that someone is using these deaths to illustrate a mathematical theorem, and it is up to these two unlikely detectives to solve the puzzle before the killer strikes again. Ooh. I love mysteries set in Oxford, so this is high priority too. The next one is a Daphne du Maurier book. It's missing its cover. It's called My Cousin Rachel. I don't know anything about this book. I've never read du Maurier before, but all I know is that it's a very moody and atmospheric mystery. If you've read this, please let me know. Next one is Valley of the Shadow, a Cornish mystery by Carola Dunn. And this one says, while walking her dog with friends, Eleanor rescues a young half-drowned Indian man out of the water. Delirious and concussed, he talks about his family being trapped in a cave. While the young man, unconscious by this stage, is whisked away to a hospital, a desperate effort is mounted to find the family of which he spoke. Oh gosh, this sounds really, really good. Then one of my favorite mystery series is Alexander McCall Smith's The #1 Ladies Detective Agency. And I don't remember which number in the series this one is, Tea Time for the Traditionally Built. But it sounds delightful, as many, well, all of the ones I've read are delightful, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. Then I have a Phryne Fisher mystery called Murder on the Ballarat Train by Carrie Greenwood. And this one says, when the 1920s most glamorous lady detective, the Honorable Miss Phryne Fisher, arranges to go to Ballarat for the week, she eschews the excitement of her red Hispano-Suiza racing car for the sedate safety of the train. The last thing she expects is to have to use her trusty Beretta .32 to save the passengers' lives. As they sleep, they are poisoned with chloroform. Phryne is left to piece together the clues after this restful country sojourn turns into the stuff of nightmares, with a young girl who can't remember anything, rumors of white slavery and black magic, and the body of an old woman missing her emerald rings. Then there is the rowing team and the choristers, all deliciously engaging young men. At first they seem like a pleasant diversion. This sounds really fun. Then another mystery I have is Hugh Laurie's The Gun Seller. And this one says, an uproarious cocktail of comic zingers and over-the-top action in this ripping spoof of the spy genre. The irresistible tale of a former Scots Guard turned hired gun, a freelance soldier of fortune, who also happens to be one heck of a nice guy. Cold-blooded murder just isn't Thomas Lang's cup of tea. Offered a bundle to assassinate an American industrialist, he opts to warn the intended victim instead, a good deed that soon takes a bad turn. Quicker than he can down a shot of his favorite whiskey, Lang is bashing heads with a Buddha statue, matching wits with evil billionaires, and putting his life in the hands of a bevy of femme fatales. Up against rogue CIA agents, wannabe terrorists, and an arms dealer looking to make a high-tech killing, Lang's out to save the leggy lady he has come to love, and prevent an international bloodbath to boot. Well, that's my pile of possibilities for March Mystery Madness. If you're participating in this readathon, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear about what you plan on reading for the month of March. Until next time, take good care. Bye-bye.